Hi, in this video we'll see how to set up and use our own access tier. In certain cases, we need users connected to VPN tunnels to use the company's public IP addresses to access the internet. This might be necessary, for instance, when accessing web services that use additional security measures and monitor the source IP address. As this is one of the scenarios where having your own access tier can be useful. Next, we'll explain what it is and how to set it up. The first thing we need to do is deploy the virtual machine. In this case, I'm going to use an Ubuntu virtual machine. We'll give it the name, FSC Access Tier. And we'll select Linux, and in this case, we'll use a 64-bit Ubuntu. We select the hard drive as memory and network card. In this case, I have created a separate security zone in my firewall, considering that this machine will receive traffic from the internet and will act as a proxy. So all connections will originate from its IP address, which we can see here is 172.16.110.15. Therefore, in the firewall or the network where it's located, we should allow access with origins to the IP address for the resources that we will later publish within the CSE console. Here, as last time, I log in with the SSH client PuTTY and will start configuring the access tier part in the CSE console. After clicking the Add button, it asks for a name and description. We are going to call it Ubuntu Access Tier 0. We can have a single installation or with just one access tier, or we can have several in high availability and with load balancing. In this case, no. We'll have a device that will check the workload and distribute the work among all of them. Let's also mark here the network that we are going to publish. Let's use 000/1 of 128.0.0.1. This includes all the public internet addressing. Also the prefet IP addresses, if we wanted to exclude any, we would have to adjust later. With this, we'll ensure that people or users who connect using the Surface tunnel have a tunnel all mode, meaning all your browsing goes through the ZTN part with everything that implies, and all your traffic goes to the private network for both internal and external resources. Here I am installing it with the Tarball installer. It's practically copy and paste. We download the file, unzip it, create a couple of environment variables, give it the API key secret, and from there we launch the installation, for which of course Linux asks us again for the administrator password. Once the installation is complete, this access tier will start reporting to the console. And from that moment on, we can start configuring it and using it for access. So we've finished this part. Now I should refresh here, and there it is, it's reporting. One of the things that appears afterward is the public IP address. So the public address of the access tier, we have to set it afterward. In my case, it's an FQDN. I don't have static addressing, but that's fine. We save it. And now it's ready and set up. We have a button to test the connection. It's important to have ports 80443 and 8443 open for TCP and UDP on 51.820. Here I have opened the web page to see my IP address before pressing the button. The next thing we are going to do is generate a Surface tunnel. We're going to call it tunnel all mode. And when selecting the network, apart from the firewall and the connector, I also see this access tier, and we select it. Here we have all the exceptions and other things we can add or configure. Here I'll go directly to the part where I assign the policy on which users have privileges to access. I'll put all users, all devices, regardless of their trust level. Now we launch the cessation app and log in with our credentials, and what we're going to do here is bring up the service tunnel to check that indeed all the traffic is going through this tunnel all mode that I named. At first it doesn't show up. We refresh and here we have our new service tunnel available. Let's click on connect. We're connected and we go directly to update the website and we see the IP routing change. Also keep in mind that if we have a site already published with a host of a website where we don't need a service tunnel, that object is still available. Here we are accessing NSV1. If we look at where the traffic has been, we go to Home Events and expand the last access. In this case, at 6:10 in the afternoon, we see it has been reported by an agent that we didn't create. Thanks for joining us in this video. I hope the information was useful. Don't forget to give us a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. See you in the next video. Take care.